Hello students, this is Indhra Kumar. I am the anthropology faculty at the IAS Baba. Today I am going to take you into a really important subject, that is Indian society, which is an important part of your UPSC syllabus. See, before getting into the trends of this UPSC Indian society syllabus, let's see what is this syllabus about. As you know, we have 4 GS papers. Each GS paper has 250 marks as the weightage. In this, GS1 is where Indian society is given. Say for example, the complete GS1 is split into Indian heritage, culture, history, geography and society. And if you see, the Indian society, though it occupies a very small space and very small unit, but it's in terms of mark weightage, it is very high. You will come to know at the end of this lecture the importance of this unit. So first, let's have a read about this unit. Say for example, the syllabus, the salient features of Indian society as well as the diversity of India. See, you would have read this all through your formative years of schooling. Until 10th, everyone would have read this topic, correct? Salient features of Indian society as well as diversity, right? Unity and diversity. Who said this statement? In the book, The Discovery of India, Jawaharlal Nehru uses this statement, diversity of India, right? There is a unity and diversity in India. Then, the role of women and women organizations. In society, if you see, it is predominantly being a patriarchal society. We mainly focus on women is because women takes part 50% of Indian population and also contributing to the significantly to the GDP. So, this is the reason this topic has been inculcated. Then, population and associated issues. Today, you know, India is the most populated country in the world. So, taking that into context, we have to know what are the issues these population face. Say, for example, poverty, unemployment, then informal unemployment sector, and nutrition, health. So we have so many issues in society. So we have to know the population, the demographic characteristics. Say for example, we have the youngest population in the world. If this young population is not given adequate education, does not have enough skills to get into job, then it becomes a burden to this country, correct? So because of these reasons, we will be studying the population and associated issues of India. Then urbanization. You know, India is becoming more and more urbanized. We have plans like building 100 smart cities and more urbanization is happening. If you see the cities like Bangalore, Delhi, more than the villages, people are located in urban sectors, correct? Then, and their problems and their remedies. Of course, when it comes to urbans, you know the issues like poverty, the rich and poor divide is high, rich get richer, poor get poorer. At the same time, since the rich and the poor divide is maximum, what happens? More amount of robbery, more amount of crime, all these things are associated. So we have to identify these issues, because tomorrow, being bureaucrats, you are going to be in a situation to handle all these issues, correct? Then the effects of globalization of Indian society. Say for example, what are the effects of globalization? What is globalization? Of course, globalization is, in societal context, is becoming more and more open towards different cultures. So what it has impacts in Indian society? Today we can see change in food patterns. Most of us prefer to use Western foods like pizza, burger, correct? And traditional foods are out of our menu list. Then, when it comes to the dress patterns, most of us, at least 99% of us, wear Western dress. And values, say for example, little we care about the language and the customs which has been taught us in the parents and family. So what this happens? We all lose connections with the traditions, the festivals, correct? These are now, people are celebrating Thanksgiving Day in India. correct? Domino's has more crowd. So all these things has a general effect, not only at the outward physical level, but also at the structural and the conceptual level, like morals and values are also getting affected due to it. See, once you see the question, you will be knowing how to answer these questions. And then social empowerment means empowerment of people from vulnerable sections, from minorities, tribal issues, women. All these people are right now getting educated. They are coming into the mainstream. So studying about them becomes very important. Then communalism. What is communalism? Feeling of community. Say for example, Hindu, Muslim, Christian, we all have one kind of belief systems, but trying to politicize it, because of that what happens? Communal riots happens, correct? So since the advent of extreme right-wing based ideologies, what happens? Such communal riots becomes very normal these days. So focusing on that has to be done as you future bureaucrats. Apart from that, regionalism. What is regionalism? Say for example, if I am trying to promote myself as I am from South, I am from North, I am from Northeast, I am from islands, name anywhere, just trying to regionalize politics. We have only Tamil Nadu, only for Tamilians. Such type of sentiments are also in the rise. So that has to be kept in check. For that you have to understand the issues, correct? Then secularism, as you say, government cannot differentiate between the religions. You should also be secular. Governance also will be secular. So secular thoughts. What is secular? Treating every religion like the way how you treat your own religion and their communal members. So secular mindset, having a neutral mindset towards every religion is very important, right? So these are the facets of anthropology. These are the facets of the GS1 syllabus, correct? Respect to Indian society. Now, let's delve into the importance of Indian society in UPSC paper by the trend. See, I am going to discuss each and every topic, but in this I am going to more emphasis on Indian society. See, from 2018 to 2023, history is such a big subject. See how many questions have been asked? 5, 2, 5, just an average of 55 to 35 marks it has been averaging. Then we go art and culture, 1, 3, 4 maximum questions comes. Maximum 10 to 40 marks average we can keep. Whereas if you see geography, it has the most importance in paper 1. And an average 8 to 9 questions appear. 100 to 115 marks, 90 above marks have been asked from this paper. So that is the importance of geography. But next to it, we have society. See, and an average 4 to 6 questions. Every year, minimum 60 to 75 marks you can score. Just 4 topics. If you read them, your area, you can secure that. And if you see the questions, you will get to know, okay, this much easy societal questions are. Even I can approach without even studying. But if you study with the basic sources, you can just excel. You can have this mark in your hand. Now let's see what are the strategy and some standard books when it comes to Indian society. See, first start with the basic books. Say for example, NCERT, we have the class 11 and class 12th sociology book, introducing sociology and as well as understanding society. These are 2 important books we have to read. Apart from that, we have Indian society as well as social change and development in India. These 4 books sets the foundation for you to understand the basics of Indian society. Apart from that, if you want some value added material or more upgraded book, you can go for the social problems in India by Ram Ahuja. As well as we at IAS Baba is giving value added notes van, so you can also refer to it. So that will actually suffice your complete preparation when it comes to Indian society, right? Apart from that, what should be your other strategy? Current affairs magazine like Yojana and Kurukshetra can be referred. Be always in touch with the newspapers like Hindu, Indian Express, right? Always try to get a critical opinion about the issues which is happening in and around the society, right? Then study reports which comes from Niti Aayog, NGOs. The National Family and Health Survey is one important survey which comes where the government of India gives facets about women empowerment, health and nutritional status, household status, and all these things. These facts can be effectively utilized in your answer writing. Then, yes, newspapers. Then practice enormous. First, start practicing your previous year questions. Once you start practicing, get evaluated by a mentor. Once you get evaluated, then take more mock tests. Once you get more mock tests, then prepare some model answers based on that understanding and then keep revising them. This is more than sufficient to face this paper, correct? Now, let's see some questions which recently appeared in the mains 2023. I'm going to share this PDF below the description box, and also it is at the IAS Baba Telegram group. You can source it, correct? Now, let's see what are the questions which have appeared. These are the questions which have appeared in the UPSC exam 2023, correct? Say, for example, go for the first question. Do you think marriage as a sacrament is losing its value in modern India? So this carries 10 marks. So openly tell, do you need any sort of preparation for this? Of course not. Anyone can tell yes or no. But when it comes to UPSC, how to approach this question? Correct? You have to have an introduction, a body. They are asking about your opinion. Do you think? You have to take a balanced opinion, not take only yes or no. If you say yes, you have to give some arguments. If you say no, for some arguments, and always have a very balanced conclusion. It makes sure even if the examiner has an alternative opinion on it, they can still be awarding you marks if you have a balanced answers. Correct? Yes. Let's comes to the first question alone. I'll discuss. Rest we will discuss in the class. Correct? So, do you think marriage as a sacrament is losing its value? See, when it comes to India, marriage is not considered as a legal contract between two people, because Western nations thinks that way. But in India, and also according how marriage should be, is marriage is an universal institution. As a faculty of anthropology, I'll tell you one important fact. There is no known cultures in the world which doesn't have an institution of marriage. Which doesn't have any other alternative institution of marriage. Every culture in the world, every uncontacted tribe in the world has one or the other form of marriage which they have been following. Correct? And when it comes to India, marriage is the ultimate atom, the least social unit, how the society is developed. Marriage is not only a union between two individuals, marriage is also a union of two families, a union of religious and cultural traditions, a union of different set of ideas and villages. So, marriage is no longer, an Indian society, at least it is not just two individuals. But when it comes to two arguments, when it comes to directly to the question, that is the main body part. Yes, in contemporary context, marriage as an institution has been declining. Yes, in that argument, if you see, there are rise of what? Live-in relationships. Correct? Today they all come across with some other kind of relationships. They call situationship. Anything. We don't know what all they come across. Correct? There is a rise of gay marriages, sologamy. If you see, recently there was a person who got married to herself in Gujarat. Sologamy is trying to marry themselves. People, when it comes to a form of marriage, there is no longer something called family. In a live-in relationship, you just live and you just want to get out. You just get out. That's the form of marriage nowadays that is happening. It's not even a marriage. Correct? Then, any other examples you can say? Say, for example, even in marriage institutions, what happened? Increasing divorce rates are happening. You don't know today we have lot number of divorce rates in India than even US. So we are saying we are getting westernized. Yeah, of course, we are getting only the bad ideas from the Western. We are not getting the good values of equality, like fraternity, all these things from West. Now they are more, family values is more than us, right? Increasing divorce rates, single parent families. Children are grown more in single parent families. They don't even know what is their lifestyle in the villages, correct? So that is on the rise. Then independence, individuality, my freedom, my privacy, all these things are more given emphasis, rather than understanding that there is nothing called private. Of course, if you want what you want to do in private, of course you should, everyone has a privacy, but that doesn't mean you have to be all alone in your life, correct? Then apart from this, any other point you would make? Of course, everyone would have an opinion on this, correct? So, but when it comes to the major points, yes, the marriage as an institution is been declining, is beyond doubt. But when it comes to the no aspect of it, no, marriage has not declined. In that aspect, even though this is on the rise, marriage is still respected. End of the day, everyone has a notion that I would like to marry and settle down. Maybe the age of marriage, even the recent bill has increased the age of marriage from 18 to 21. But still, at end of the day, if not 20s, before people used to get married at, India used to follow child marriages, which is illegal today. Then we got married at the age of 18. Until recently, the 90s generation got married at the age of 20s. Now people try to get married once they get settled down, once they get a job security, once they have something for themselves. Maybe the age of marriage has increased, but still, majority of people would like to stay in a marital relationship only, because they are having an aspect of what my future generation would have. Yes. So having these two contexts in this, what should be a conclusion? Conclusion should be as balanced. See, like every institutions in society, say for example, marriage, family, political institutions, say for example, the religious institutions, belief systems, society is not a static concept. Society is a dynamic concept. We can consider this part of evolution of marriage as a general progress of society and a general dynamicity of society, rather than a static thing where everything doesn't make any change. As even Krishna himself in Mahabharata, in what he has told, change is inevitable. In that context, marriage is just making some changes in its own form, but marriage as a whole is still respected and revered among the Indian society. So, in this way, if you conclude, that will be a very holistic answer. Okay, so this is your previous year questions in 2023. Beyond this, we will have some interactive sessions in the classroom, and I would like to see you all in my classroom. Yes, until then, bye.